Good morning, guys. Ow. It's Amanda. I just want to talk to you about 3 tips to set a goal and crush it. How to prioritize yourself, how to make yourself do something that you don't necessarily want to do at first, but you know you want to do in the long run. For example, doing workout, but this could really apply to any part of your life. And the big thing is to prioritize yourself. When you do that, you're creating a value around yourself, right? Good morning, guys. So there's 3 tips that I really have for you that are going to help you with no matter what the goal is, but I will use the workout as an example, obviously, since that's kind of my strong suit or my focus right now. Getting up and doing cardio is just not what I want to do every morning. It's not what I want to do right now. It's not my strong suit by any means. But I've made it a goal. So how do I get myself from the point where I'm sitting in here playing with Elijah and I can just see the hour ticking by and next thing I know the hour's gone? So the first thing you have to do is set a SMART goal, right? And that means it's measurable and attainable and trackable. So for me, I have a little calendar that I print off and I put on my fridge because that's just like a central location. I'm always in and out of the kitchen with the kids. I'm always cooking. So that's why I picked that spot. You could use your bathroom mirror. You could put it in your car, wherever you spend the most time and you're going to see it, but put it on paper because that's going to make it visible and tangible, right? So if you don't want to put it on paper in your own home, who are you hiding it from? Who do you not want to know that you're doing it, right? So I put that little picture, that printout calendar on my fridge for my workouts, and I cross every single one off as I do it. And that gives you a visual representation as you're marking them off to make you feel successful, right? So that's my first tip. And this doesn't just have to be exercise. It could be anything that you're working towards. Write it down and put it on there exactly what it is, which kind of leads me to my second tip, and that is to tell someone what you're doing and make it real. Now in my challenge groups, we put our goals out there for everyone in the group to see, and I also encourage them to share it with a loved one or a friend, their parent, on Facebook, privately to me if they don't want to be public, whatever it is, but they need to share what their goal is, and then that gives you some accountability from another person, right? So it's like when someone says, they've decided to go on a diet and they don't want to tell anyone and they kind of keep it secret. Well, I'm not a big fan of diets myself, but that's just an example. And you just don't want to say it to someone because you don't want them to come to you like a week later and be like, so, hey, how's that diet going? Or like, I don't want to quit smoking. Well, oh, how'd the quitting smoking go? I saw you on break yesterday. You must be a failure, right? It's fear of failure and not wanting to make it real because you don't want someone to know that you have done something, that you've said you were going to do something and you quit, right? But if you got up that one time, and did something that you didn't do the day before, you're not a failure. You already did something that you didn't do yesterday. So that's a good thing. And then you go over to your little calendar, tip 1, and you give it a big ass red X, right? That's what I do still to this day. I cross off every single one. And then visually I have a representation of me moving towards my goal, right? Then I have my accountability group I go to and I say, hey, and it could be like your neighbor, your husband, your best friend. Hey, I did my run today. Or you know what? It could be a different goal. My goal is to get all my work done tonight and be done by 11:30. So at midnight when I get off, I'm not so stressed and rushed. Whatever goal it is you set for yourself. And then you tell your coworker, hey, I'm going to be done by 11:30 tonight, so hold me to it. You can do those things. You can enlist someone else, and by saying it out loud, you really make it real. So whatever version that takes for you, that's a way to get yourself to the end. The third tip I have for you is to reward yourself, okay? So for example, in my groups, we're working on our health and fitness, but this, like I said, can apply to any area of your life. So I'm not going to tell you that you get a cupcake on Saturday when you complete your workouts all week, because to me, that's a poor reward, and that's a poor association with food. That's how people start developing this unhealthy relationship or continuing an unhealthy relationship, right? When we're a kid, oh, you got an A on your test, here's some ice cream. You know, how about doing something fun that you've wanted to do? Or in my groups, I'll say, you know, reward yourself with a new workout outfit or a new pair of shoes, or take yourself to get a pedicure because your feet took a beating this week. And then hold yourself to it, right? Say, I didn't do it this week, so I don't get that pedicure, but I'm going to earn it next week. So give yourself whatever reward it is that will make you feel fulfilled and make you feel like you did something good and valuable, right? And then you have your SMART attainable goal, which you've told people about. You have your little list to keep track, or your calendar, or whatever it is. I do the same thing with housework, guys. This doesn't have to be, for exercise. I make a list of the things I need to get done, and I keep it by my bed at night. And as these things are popping in your head, oh, tomorrow I need to do this. Oh, I need to remember to get Olivia's permission slip. I need to grab her new tennis shoes. The old ones are wearing out. I need to this, I need to that. I slam it on a little list by the bed, and that way, I call it a brain dump. That way it's not all rattling around your head when you're trying to sleep and you need to just vacate your mind. When you get up in the morning, and you're ready to get started, right? Whether it's with my business work or whether it's with my fitness work, I can look on my calendar. I see exactly on my fridge what workout I have today. I know I need to do a half-hour cardio, and I know I need to lift some weights. For me, that's my goal right now. But it applies to everything. So just try and do those 3 things. They're really simple. They don't require any money. They don't require an extensive amount of work. You just tell someone, hey, I'm going to do this today, and, you know, hold me to it, okay? Then put a little mark on your calendar, a big X when you complete that, and then say, you know what, on Saturday, if I can do this all 5 days this week, I am going to fill in the blank, right? And then actually take the time to reward yourself. Ultimately now, I feel so much better after I work out that it feels like its own reward, but it's not the case. Sometimes you need to actually take the time to give yourself something, to tell yourself you did something good. And let me just talk really briefly about what happens when you don't do these things, when you kind of half-ass a goal and then you don't do it. What happens is you are giving yourself a negative reinforcement, negative self-talk. You're telling yourself you're not valuable. You're telling yourself that whatever you put as a priority is more important than what your goal was. So for instance, if I don't do my workouts and I don't eat well as best I can, I mean, you know me, I'm pretty real with you. I just share. Sometimes I slip up. Sometimes there's Girl Scout cookies everywhere. It just, life happens. But I'm making a conscious effort every single day. Every single one of you knows my goals. I have the calendar on my fridge. And when I slip up, I forgive myself because I'm human, and I move on. And I attack the next day with twice as much vengeance as I did the day before. That's how you're going to get closer to your goals. It's by lessening the amount of time that you're lying on the ground saying, I fell and I failed. Stop calling it a failure and start calling it a stumble. You didn't fail, you just stumbled. Does it sound ridiculous to say somebody walked forward and they tripped and you're just going to make fun of them? Or does it sound ridiculous to say, oh, he fell down and he lied there with his face in the dirt and didn't get back up? That sounds ridiculous. It's just lying there. Get up. What's wrong with you? You wouldn't just lie there. It's just a stumble. It's just a stumble. So I have these activities I need to do every day to have a successful business. And if I miss a day, do I go, ugh, that's it. I'm a failure and I'm not going to do them this week? No, of course I don't. I say tomorrow I'm going to do better. And I'm going to attack tomorrow with double what I did yesterday. I'm going to make up for yesterday and I'm going to do today. And then at the end of the week, when I see that I've done all my goals, I'm going to reward myself. And maybe that means 5 minutes of alone time in a bathtub with a glass of wine on Friday night. What's your reward? And then give it to yourself. And know that just the fact that you didn't lie on the ground for 10 minutes before you got back up is the success, right? And maybe next time you lie there for 9 minutes and 8 minutes and 7 minutes until pretty soon you just trip a little, dust yourself off, get up and keep moving, right? That's all. That's all it takes. So day by day, small goals, accountability, tell somebody, write it down, and reward yourself. after a week or two of working at this, you're going to start developing these positive habits where when you talk to yourself, which I don't mean like you're talking out loud, hey, Amanda, good job today. But when you reinforce what you're doing, it's sinking in. Your body and your brain and the chemical responses you have are telling you, I mean, this is science, that you did a good job, that this lit up your pleasure center and that made you happy. You feel successful. So those things will keep you going on the days that you don't want to. And then, of course, the accountability from like my challenge groups or whatever it is for you, if you told your spouse you were going to do it and they say, hey, babe, I'm proud of you. Good job today. That works. That counts. Because I know if Daryl says something like that to me, it warms my heart and makes me feel warm and fuzzy. Like, oh, he's proud of me for something. That makes me feel good. So it doesn't have to be through my group, and it doesn't have to be a workout. Maybe your boss says, good job, I noticed you've been working really hard all week. Whatever it is that's your goal, focus on that, and then just drive it home by doing those 3 things, and you will have more success. And you won't be a person who stumbles and falls and doesn't get back up, right? Just dust yourself off, right? Brush your shoulders off. Ladies, this pimps too. Go on, brush your shoulders off. Pick yourself up. Keep moving. Work towards the goal. And forgive yourself if you slip. That's all I got for you guys. And now that I've had this great little talk with you, I'm a little more motivated to get off my own and get in there and do the cardio that I didn't want to do. Still struggling with the chesty cold. But I hope this helps you. I hope this helps you realize ways. Thank you guys. Love the hearts. I hope this helps you realize ways that you can pick yourself up, work towards a goal, and not look at it as a failure if you slip. Just look at it as a stumble. Substitute, I fell off the wagon with I stumbled off the wagon, but I kept pulling the damn thing. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.